Hello guys, welcome back. I had a really wonderful night last night because Loki went away. And for a couple hours we were having a wonderful day. You guys know I make the faux wine thing for Dionysus. We do the grapes and we do other stuff. And I had a lasagna in there and it was, don't get excited. It was one of those ones from the Dollar General. Real tiny little thing, but I made that and I put some butter on it and some Parmesan cheese because I'm Italian. And we had that, we had the faux wine, and I put on some music, and everybody was just enjoying how much lighter the house felt and how much alive I felt. And we were all like kind of like dancing around. That's kind of a telling thing when your patron leaves and everybody throws a house party. But it wasn't like we were celebrating in a bad way. It was just he was so miserable. And of course, being Loki, the moment he sees you're okay, even though that's where he led you to be, because he leads you to be fiercely independent of him, um, he'd keep coming back in and whining and like getting in the middle of everything. And every time I'd start making progress with Dionysus, because we won't work together very closely as patron, Loki's little jealous claws came out. And the thing is, the other gods have been really stand-up gods. They all love me, and they all frankly treat me better than Loki does, but, um, they all kind of pity him because he's his own worst enemy. He always has been, he always will be. If anybody screws stuff up for Loki, it's Loki. Um, he doesn't need any help. And I was just so happy, and I thought we were, we were kind of rid of him for a while. I'm like, good, if he really doesn't want to be here, he's been around the house like a sulky teenager. And if you've ever had a sulky teenager or been one, you know how enjoyable that is. And he left for a while, and then he's back, and then he left, and then he's back, and he was around this morning sulking. Because nobody loves him, and nobody understands him, and life is just one Black Death parade. And I'm like, oh my god. So it's like the emo angsty teen god. So he was sulking, and even Aphrodite is like, but you love him. I'm like, yeah, but I deserve better. You were the one last night dancing around like, yeah, she loves herself. She got rid of him. I don't know what Loki does. I think he goes around behind your back and charms all your other gods and goes, ugh. And I think maybe that's a difference between humans and gods. Humans call out BS when we see it, and gods kind of. It's funny because usually it's the reverse. They usually shut them down. They're usually the ones that they're not going to have as nonsense. But I don't know, guys. It feels better when he leaves because he's just kind of laying around like, eh. And last night he did it to the point where we were all like, we thought there was a tragedy going on because there's so many people right now that he's not getting along with and he's going on walkabout with. And he can do that. He can pull you into his orbit, and he had us all convinced that, something so dreadful is going on he can't talk about. And this morning he completely forgot about it because he lies a lot. So it's kind of been like, they just want me happy. They don't want me laying around crying and moaning that, look, he went on walkabout for a while, but I'm used to it. And if he's gonna sulk around, I'd rather not have him here because he thinks he needs to go be Mr. Independent God. Until he sees the other gods getting along with me, I think he wants to leave and have me collapse. And it's like, it's not gonna happen. I have the other gods here. And I love him, but if he's gonna go on walkabout and, be real sad and everything, that's up to him. It's part of his nature. He kind of has to do it. I have a lot of it in my nature too, and I know there's no stopping me when I need to go off and have a grand sulk and feel sad about life. Nobody's gonna get me out of it, so I might as well just let him go. And he'll go and he'll have a grand sulk and it won't solve anything and he'll decide it's not fun and he'll be back. But, you know, there's really no contest between how well Dionysus treats me and how Loki usually treats me. Loki seems great if he's your only god, if there's no one around to compare him to, and then you realize how shabbily he treats people in general. Even the people he loves, you realize how bad he is, and he told me that line every Lokean knows. I swear I'll do better. I'm so sorry. And it's like, yeah, you'll never change. We know you'll never change. I don't think I'll ever stop being a Lokean, but I definitely need a break right now because he's driving me nuts. And I think he's kind of relieved. I think he wanted out the door, and what he'll do sometimes is he'll make you so miserable before he goes that you'll be happy to let him leave. Um, I told him he's even welcome to stay, stay in the house and everything, get fed and everything, and just take a break from being my god. Just totally not get my attention, totally not interact with me. Just, be around if that's what will make him happier, but he doesn't have to interact with me or anything. I'll be with Dionysus. And it isn't, oh, I found Dionysus, now I'm throwing Loki away. It's not that. It's, he's just not happy. And you can tell he's been miserable and he's been a sulky little brat. And every time he sees me getting along with Dionysus, he jumps in the middle and he interferes. And I think Dionysus has been a prince about it because he can have an incredibly long fuse. I mean, people say he has a bad side, but he has an incredibly long fuse before he gets there. In fact, he'll repeatedly forgive people before he goes off. But I think Loki's pushing it. I think Loki's coming to the point where, he's pushing it and pushing it to see how far he can go. And I think he's about to reach the end of the line. I do have the guy coming to do repairs in about 5 hours. Wait, no, 4 hours. And I'll get that done. And I was really worried because the guy didn't give me a price. I just know what the one part cost, and I don't know what else needs done. He told me it's going to be like about an hour of work, and I'm like, ugh. My friend told me something she shouldn't have. She said, oh, he just charged me 4 trash bags the last time he was up there and fixed something. I'm like, well, he ain't going to charge me 4 trash bags. I know that right now. I'm at least going to have to pay him for the part, which isn't much, but I'm like, oh, gosh, I hope this doesn't cost a ton of money. Because, we really enjoyed ourselves last night. And I was like, I would like the opportunity to buy a couple more of those little lasagnas and maybe do that once a week. That would be something nice to do with the gods, though we have other stuff up there. So I just figured I would catch you guys up. Obviously I love Loki, but I love myself too. And just letting him stay around when he's sulking and he's sad, there's a time when it helps, when you know he needs help, and there's a time when you can feel like it's damaging you. And if it's to the point where it's damaging you, you have to cut him loose for a while. You kind of have to learn tough love with Loki, because he's one of those gods where if you baby him too much, or you give in to him too much, then he becomes a little tyrant, and you have a little tyrant on your hands, and he's just going to be super ultra destructive. So even though the other gods have been like, oh, but you love him, I'm like, yeah, I do, but love me more. So I'm taking a break from Loki for a while. 5 minutes after that, he's gonna be in my lap and be whining and be telling me the world is over and he can't live without me or something. But all Lokeans know that, and after a while, we don't believe it anymore. That's a thing. You become dead inside when you're Lokean. You're like, yeah, you love me, uh-huh. Okay, so if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.